Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to the Video Gamers Podcast. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship soaring through the sky. Wait, sorry. We're going on a road trip, boys. On today's episode, we're taking a cross-country road trip, and we're drafting our road trip companions to make this the greatest trip ever. But first, some introductions are in order. I am your host, Josh, and joining me, he's the passenger princess who always warns you about that car who's slowing down a half mile in front of you. It's Ryan.
Bro, that is my wife 1000%. And I refuse to drive on road trips now because of how ridiculous she is with it'll be 2 miles away and she puts her hands up.
Is this a universal thing?
It's a universal thing. It's a wife thing.
My wife, I love her to death, but legitimately, a car can be barely slowing down a half mile in front of us, and she does the thing where she stomps the floorboard and she goes, like that, and then I hit the brakes because I think a kid's running out in front of us or something, and I'm like, what? And she's like, that car's slowing down. I'm like, way up there? Baby, what are you doing? And then she gets mad at me for getting mad at her. Yep. And then it's like, oh, man.
That's why I eliminated it all. I sit and I play my backbone and play video games, and then she can drive and just deal with it, you know?
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Okay, well, thankfully she doesn't listen to this podcast because otherwise I'd be in trouble. So, and joining us, he just wants to jam out to the radio and play I Spy the whole way. It's John.
This is cool, man. One of my favorite Final Fantasy games is Final Fantasy 15, which is basically just one long road trip with your buddies. And now I kind of get to do it with my own little team. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, this episode's going to be a fun one. It's been a little bit since we've had a draft here as well. So, Ryan, this was your idea because you just blurted out one day. You're like, road trip. And then we were like, that's actually kind of cool, man.
You were in on it. And I have to give credit to my daughter, Jaden. Love you, kiddo. She was working for me, and we were in the road, and we're like, hey, I have to come up with an idea. And she's like, what about a road trip with your game characters? I was like, that's gold, Jerry. Let's go. And you loved it, so here we are.
Yeah. So this one's interesting, man, because it's you could go any number of ways on this one. Do you draft you want peace and quiet? So you take quiet characters. Do you maybe go hey, I want this road trip to be over quickly, so I'm drafting characters that have powers that could help this trip along? Do you go with dude, I just want to have the best time possible, so I am picking the most fun characters that I can imagine? So there's really no rules that we have established other than you have to pick your shotgun / co-pilot, and then 3 characters for the back seat. And we have started doing, just because we are tired of the same characters always making an appearance, we are banning the iconic characters, because otherwise, yes, everybody wants Lara Croft in the car, and everybody wants Nathan Drake in the car, and everybody's going to say, hey, it'd be super cool to hang out with Master Chief for a while. So we have made the house rule that we are banning the iconic cream of the crop video game characters in this one. We wanted to go a little bit deeper. We wanted to mix it up. So when, people are listening to this and they're like, how do you guys not want to hang out with Nathan Drake? And it's like, well, we do, but so does everybody else. And that would just be a boring show. So we're pushing ourselves, guys.
There goes my whole team,
up, man. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, and then as we do, we randomized the draft order. This is going to work like a snake draft. So the draft order, Ryan, you get pick number 1 this time, buddy. And then I get the pick after that, and then John gets to go. And then because John has to go last, he gets the first pick in the second round, and then it's me, and then Ryan, me, John, and then John, me, Ryan. So I'm very curious to see what kind of angle you guys take on this one. I went with a very specific angle for my list of characters, and so I'm very curious to see which way you guys go on this one. But I'll tell you what, boys, it's time to take a road trip.
Yeah,
let's do it. Ryan, you've got the number 1 pick in this draft. We always say this is the most important pick, because if there is a character that stands out over and above everybody else, this is where you get the advantage, because you get to pick this character. Sometimes there's not, and I'll be honest, man, I don't know that there's somebody that came to mind for me like instantaneously.
Yeah, I think with all the variations and utility with like a road trip, however you want to frame it for your kind of venture, there's a lot of options. So that's why I really like this topic. But I guess I'll dive right into it. For me, I tried to categorize it and break it up into like kind of sections on what I'm looking for with each character and what utility they offer for this trip, if you will. And I'm going to start off with my my shotgun, my number one, the guy that's going to be right, next to me the whole trip. And I'm going to go with Star-Lord. He is the ultimate DJ. We will have the best road trip track.
Dang it,
that
true.
mix CD is going to be bumping the whole way. He'll cover the gambit of all the best songs, and he's got the quick whips, nice wit, and maybe we can pick up some ladies on the way. Who knows?
Bro,
quick, Ryan, what's Star-Lord's real name?
Peter Quill.
Dang it. Oh, you were ready for that.
Yeah, that is one of the best picks I've ever heard in a draft, man. I'm serious. That is like one of the all-time great picks. That you nailed that. That is awesome pick, bro.
DJ.
Yeah, Star-Lord's freaking cool. He's got amazing taste in music.
Yep.
He's got a lot of stories to tell, man. Like that, to me, that is the quintessential, like,
and he's half god.
He is a half god. How does it make you feel, though, Ryan? You gonna feel inferior to Star-Lord?
No, because I'm Thor, remember?
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. That's fair. Oh, man. All right. Ryan's starting this draft off
coming out
strong,
hot, baby.
Man. Can you name 3 video games that Star-Lord has been in?
The Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Yep.
Marvel Rivals.
Yep.
And Star-Lord game.
Star-Lord game.
I don't know.
He was I don't
think he's been
Lego Avengers.
Midnight Suns. No,
he's not in Midnight Suns.
Darn it. It was
either.
a shot.
I know. No. I was wondering if you were going to just throw that dart and see if it's stuck. He's not in there. That is a great pick, dude. Okay. Well, it's up to me, and I'm kind of with you, Ryan. I want somebody that is going to just have awesome stories. I want somebody that from the moment I met them in a video game, I was like, dude, you and I could hang out together for hours on end. I want somebody that is looking out for everybody else, has kind of a little bit of a side where it's like, dude, I want to know a little bit more about like your past and kind of like, what's your story, man? And I am going with Victor Vector, the Ripper Doc from Cyberpunk 2077. Victor, look, we said, hey, we're banning the iconic characters. Jackie Wells at this point, he's kind of falls into that group because freaking everybody loves Jackie Wells. If I could have picked Jackie, I would. But then it got me thinking like, oh man, like who's somebody? And then I was like, dude, my boy Victor, he hooks you up early on with some of your implants that you need. He's always there to give you advice. He cares about you. He's got great stories to tell. He's like an ex-professional boxer. He's been, involved with all these gangs and stuff like that. Like this dude's got some history and some stories to tell, but he's also super likable. He's going to watch out for everybody in the car. You can leave him with the car when you're pulling into the gas station because he's going to take care of everything there. He's not going to get intimidated if you're in a bad part of town or something like that. So Victor Vector for me is my shotgun, my co-pilot. Plus he's got all the, he's got the cybernetics, man. Could he interface with the car and
and you can just have it linked to your brain. You don't even have to steer. You can just drive with it
that'd
or something.
Be so great, man. Yeah, exactly.
I like
Victor
it. No, that's a good
Vector
pick.
for me as my number one. John, all right, we're over to you, buddy, and you get back-to-back picks on this one. So,
okay, I'm really excited for this one. So, my first pick is going to be my shotgun pick, and the way I was approaching this was if everybody else in the back seat fell asleep or left for whatever reason, they got called to their family, my shotgun pick has to be able to fill a number of roles. Ultimately, I wanted somebody who was going to be a really good time. I wanted somebody that if the car broke down, that like they'd be tough enough to be able to like get us through whatever sort of situation. And like maybe this is a romantic interest. There are a few characters in video games that I have been as immediately attracted to as this one. And I'm going with Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, okay. Dude, that's not a bad pick at all.
Dude,
man.
Karlach is like the most fun, heartfelt individual. She is funny. She's like, man, I'm up for everything. She is tough in a scrap. She's also got a vulnerable side where you feel like you'd like have some really good, deep conversations with her. But ultimately, I think she's going to keep the mood up, man. And that is exactly who I want in that co-pilot seat.
That's a good pick. Dude, do you know, so as an aside, with as many hours as I have in Baldur's Gate 3, I never got Karlach. I completely missed picking her up as a party member. Like,
wow,
never had her in my party. I know she's in the game. I know she's one of the main characters, but I don't know how I missed her, but apparently I missed her like in the beginning of the game for her to join the team. And so I have zero actual experience with Karlach in the scope of Baldur's Gate 3. I only know her from all of like the cutscenes and little reels and stuff like that I've seen from people. But yeah, that seems like a fantastic pick, man.
And I want to say, like, video games over the last like maybe 5-10 years have definitely expanded what a person might be into. Like, if you're like, hey man, you want a chick with horns and pointy ears? You're like, but then, you know, you play the game, you're like,
yeah, and then you're like, maybe I do.
Maybe it's kind of growing on me.
And thankfully her horns don't stick up so much that you got to worry about like the headliner or the roof of the car.
They're more like straight up and downy horns and not like in your face horns. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. All right,
Sweet.
good pick, man.
All right.
Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. All right, and then John, you get another one to start round 2.
So I wanted somebody who would be a really good, like a really good mechanic in the off chance that something happens to the car. It's always really handy, but also somebody who would just, again, be kind of like a really good supporting player to the team. Somebody who's like, you know, maybe a little underspoken, maybe a bit more shy, but ultimately like would be willing to go along with what everyone else is wanting to do, and also not compete for Karlach's attention.
Oh, smart.
So I'm going with Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Tails from Sonic,
yeah.
huh? Okay.
Tails
sidekick.
He's a great
get out and push.
Yeah, he's a great mechanic. Ultimately, if he can't fix what's going on, he could fly me to wherever we could potentially go get help. And again, kind of understated, you know, he's got a fun little personality, but he's going to kind of like let other people like run the conversation and just be a very willing participant to anything that might be going on in our adventures.
I like it. Tails is a good.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Tails is better than Sonic too.
I don't know if I'd say that, dude. That's
Sonic. I mean, I don't know,
bro. Man. No, Tails can just
Sonic
fly.
is not the iconic character that.
I disagree,
and I was a Sega guy.
Bro, what are you talking about?
I was a Sega guy.
Hold on. What? I will not accept this Sonic slander, dude. What are you talking about right now?
Sonic is one of the lamest main, like, iconic
characters out
Sonic
there, is
yeah.
awesome,
he can, like,
man.
transport dimensions with rings, and he's faster than anything.
I'm not saying he's not powerful. I'm saying as, like, a personality, like, character, dude. Sonic has never registered with me.
He's awesome and loves chili dogs, dude.
I don't like either one of them, man.
Boo
Mario
this man.
and Sonic both.
Boo this man. Bad take. Everyone get online and on socials and just yell at Josh.
Are you saying that you like Mario?
I like Mario.
No, Sonic's better than Mario.
But
I like Mario. Mario's okay, but
I like Sonic better than Mario.
Mario doesn't do it for me either, man.
No, Mario's lame.
Like, would you hang out with Mario?
No.
Exactly.
No,
probably.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. But you would hang out with Sonic?
He's a 5'0" plumber and he doesn't like mushrooms.
But you're saying you would hang out with Sonic?
Yes, we can transport dimensions with Sonic.
No. Powers aside, personality only is what I'm talking
yes,
about.
We will eat 100 chili dogs together.
Exactly.
Yes,
that's exactly where I was going.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Sonic is... All right. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. All right. Okay, it's back to me, boys. But we're going to take a break real quick. All right, we're back on our road trip. We just had to take a pit stop because Tails needed to go to the bathroom there, guys. He might be a cool character, but he's still got to go pee sometimes. So, all right, I want for my next pick. I got Victor chilling in the passenger seat. Victor's a freaking cool guy. I just want to have fun on this road trip, man. I want people to be sharing stories. I want to be laughing. I want people to be commenting back and forth and me just listening as I'm driving and stuff like that. And I love a good sense of humor. And like John said, you also probably want somebody that's kind of sort of handy if something should go wrong on this cross-country road trip. I also want somebody that's not going to take up a ton of space because let's be honest, it's a back seat, right? And it's like, you only got so much room back there before everybody's miserable. I am taking my boy Brock from God of War. One of my favorite characters, dude. Brock's dialogue is some of the best in video games, man. Yep. I love this like no nonsense attitude. I love these one-liners. I love this like kind of grouchy exterior demeanor, but is really just a softy inside and cares about the people around him. Brock is going to absolutely make me crack up along the way. He's going to get into an argument with somebody. He's going to do some like really just awesome insult or jab that I'm going to catch that, is just going to be fantastic. And he's got the fortitude for this long road trip, man. And like I said, he doesn't take up a ton of space either. So I'm taking Brock from God of War for just the entertainment value alone and the conversation and the stories and stuff like that. So
that's a good pick. Brock, it's weird to say, like, what's the other guy? Sindri, right?
Sindri, yep.
Yeah, Sindri. Like, it's weird to say Brock without Sindri, but like he's that's a good pick. And,
Brock to me is way better than Sindri.
Oh,
dude.
for sure.
Like, way better. His dialogue, and I get like Sindri plays a part, and I'm not saying I dislike Sindri, but like Sindri's weird germaphobe, I'm grossed out all the time, I feel like would annoy me on a long road trip.
Yeah.
Whereas Brock and I are just going to be like tossing jabs back and forth or picking on Victor, right next to us or something like that, man. So I think he's going to make it a good time for sure. And again, I probably would have picked Mimir, but Mimir kind of falls into that band character at this point, man.
Mimir's just an accessory. You just hang him from the mirror.
Yeah, he's like your air freshener.
Man.
He's like an air freshener. You just hang him there.
Really
and
is, but if I could have picked Mimir, I probably would have. But again, I know people are tired of hearing Mimir picked on these drafts, so I went Brock.
I had him on my list, but just as stories, and then it's like, good kind of knowledge and stuff. But yeah, I wasn't going to pick him either, but it was there for sure.
Yeah, he's one of those. I think he's like a natural, like, okay, this makes sense pick. But again, got to challenge ourselves. All right, Ryan, you get back-to-back picks now. And the weird thing about this is you only get one pick after these two. So you're going to be real close to having this car filled out after these two. So don't mess it up, man.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for putting the undue pressure on me, bud.
Just no problem.
Because here's the deal is that I have one extra, and I'm trying to decide on which one to exclude out of this, because I don't think either of you will have these guys that I've picked, but I digress. The first one I'm going to go with is where, on a road trip, do you typically stop at? You stop at a road stop.
Oh, yep.
Gas stations, but like a road stop, a lot of times you have these stops on the way where you can kind of stop, refresh, use the loo, and continue on your journey. I'm going to go with somebody where we can have a road stop anywhere because he's the master builder, master craftsman. I'm going to go with Steve from Minecraft.
Okay.
So we just pull over and homie just starts punching the ground, and then we just builds us a castle, and we can just stop and rest for the night, and we're good to go.
Steve,
and we can go back the next day. Yeah.
Like, Steve, make me an outhouse. I gotta go, man.
Steve, I gotta go. You don't understand, man. It's coming.
I'm getting tired. We're gonna guys, look up some hotels that are maybe an hour away.
Yeah.
Steve's like, nah, I got you, man.
I got you, man. Dude, I'm prairie dogging it. We gotta go. Oh, man.
Steve, dig me a hole. Dig me a hole real quick, man.
Steve, punch that ground real fast. Yeah, so I'm going Steve from Minecraft, ultimate builder. He's gonna be there, and
that's not a bad pick, man. It actually makes. He didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
But like he makes sense on a road trip because, like you said, you just hop out. He's got everything he needs right there.
Yeah, you just make anything out of whatever he finds. If it's a sandcastle, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're gonna stay there overnight, and then boom, we're on the road the next day. So
dang, that's actually pretty clever, Ryan.
Bro, I came prepared today.
Yeah, you did, because I didn't think about that.
This was my idea, so like I'm ready.
Yeah. All right, Steve. That's a good pick. All right, and then who's your first pick to start round 3?
So again, kind of along the lines, you guys want a mechanic. You want somebody who knows what they're doing, who can repair stuff if something breaks. That's detrimental on a road trip. So I am going to go with Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader, one of the best mechanics / starfighter pilots in the galaxy, and I'm sure he's got a lot to say.
Not a real team
you think
player,
Darth
though,
Vader's
man.
gonna be cool, right?
Oh, I don't need
I was gonna
that.
say, you think Darth Vader's gonna, because you're putting him in the back seat, man.
Yeah.
You're putting Vader in the back seat.
Yeah. No. We could just remove the suit, and he could just be his little torso. We could just set him back there. That'll save some space.
He's just screaming the whole time. I hate you. I hate you.
I hate you in sand. I hate sand.
Yeah, sand. Yeah, that's like the worst pick you could possibly have for a road trip.
From Steve to Vader.
He's the mechanic. He can fix everything, dude.
Just because he could fix pod racers when he was a kid.
He built C-3PO. He can fix.
He did all that before he became Vader. His hands don't work no more. He's like mechanical.
Okay, then Anakin, not Vader. So this is pre-Vader then.
So you're gonna have the annoying kid in the car.
I hate sand.
That's a bad pick, Ryan.
No. My draft was looking.
Hey,
this is the deal. Is my draft was looking too good, and you're upset. So you guys are trying to team up and talk crap. But
I don't know that Vader. Okay, it's late at night. You're trying to look. Everybody's passed out in the back seat. You're just trying to make some miles. And then you just hear, and you're like, Vader, shut up, man.
Who left their CPAP on?
Yeah. And then all the armor and stuff, and then Vader, quit! You're on my side.
Okay.
You're on my side, Vader.
Wait, can I change my pick?
No,
I kind of want to change it now.
No, you don't locked it in, buddy. No.
All right, fine.
And then the helmet's blocking your view. You ain't seeing out that rear window, man.
It's not from Spaceballs. It's not like the giant helmet. It's only like this big.
That's a big helmet, dude.
It's not that big.
It's a big helmet. You're like, Vader, can you duck down? I need to see what this car is behind me. Is that a cop? Is that a cop, Vader? Move your big melon.
Vader, move your head, dude. I gotta see behind us.
Dude,
right,
by the way, total tangent, but have you guys seen that Spaceballs 2 is coming out?
I cannot wait for this, dude.
Dude,
if they don't name it like Spaceballs 2, the search for more money or whatever, like they had originally said, I'm gonna be so disappointed. They better do that. It's gonna be good.
I'm here. They're remaking Naked Gun. If we get,
I think that looks awesome, man.
Dude, we're so back, baby.
I know.
We are
I just
back.
hope they're good, man. And then I hope they can lean into the humor because let's be honest, nowadays you can't do some of the humor that Mel Brooks used to do.
No.
But it's but if you temper it, then it's not like Mel Brooks humor at that point either, So yeah. I'm very curious to see how they pull this off in modern times here. So, all right. Well, Ryan, thank goodness you had a terrible pick there to temper your Steve from Minecraft pick.
Dang it. I'm so much less enthused of my team now.
Yep. All right. I am going to go. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I'm putting together this really cool team of people that are also really fun and would be awesome to hang out with for days at a time. And guys, I could probably pick this person last, and because I don't think either one of you are even aware of who this character is. But there are people out there that know this character. It is one of the most memorable, one of the most hilarious characters that has existed in a video game. I am taking HK-47 from Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. He is the assassin droid that wants nothing more in life than to just murder everything, including you. He calls you meat, or he calls humans meat bags. As his master, he calls you the fat one. Anytime you talk to HK47, you are in for one of the best voice lines you have ever heard in a video game. Just to give you one example of how psychotic this assassin droid is, here's just one voice line. There's a faction of meatbags called the Sith. They want what any rational meatbag would want, the power to assassinate anyone they choose at any time. HK47 is one of the greatest video game characters ever made. John is looking confused because if you have not played Knights of the Old Republic, you don't understand. I want you guys to do a little bit of homework. After this episode, look up the greatest HK47 lines, and there is a video that just plays them all back to back, and they are some of the greatest voice lines in gaming. HK47 is incredible, dude. Like I said, this guy just wants to just cause mayhem. He just wants to murder everything, but he knows to resist. He doesn't give in.
This sounds like a really terrible pick to me.
It's not, because he's completely like
it's so bad.
He stays under control, but he just voices what he wants to do, but he doesn't actually go and do any of it. So you don't have to worry about getting you in trouble.
It sounds like the most dangerous backseat driver you could possibly have.
Oh, never. No, he's not. He's not violent to you. He's just, but if you sick him on something, man, he's gonna do what he was intended to
Run
do.
off the
He's
road.
An assassin.
Run off the road into that pillar. Die. Meatbag.
HK47 is hilarious, dude. The conversations that he and Brock would have in the backseat, just threatening each other, going back and forth, would be some of the funniest commentary I have ever heard in my life. I am here for this. HK47 is my boy, and anybody that has played Knights of the Old Republic will absolutely just be fist pumping right now going, yes, dude. Yes.
It's kind of like, what's that droid in Rogue One? Oh god.
K2SO.
Oh yeah, the repurposed Imperial droid. What's the guy's name?
K2SO.
Yeah,
K2SO.
Yeah, K2.
I freaking love. Yeah, he's
I
kind
love
of like K2SO.
Oh, best droid.
I don't know why I just helped you.
You did
but
help
like
me a lot,
that
actually.
definitely makes me understand it more. It's like they hate humans and they hate the life they live, but it is
But they're
funny.
also tempered, and they're not just going to go out and murder people, even though like inside they might want to, and they're going to make some of those funny comments that are going to just push you over the edge, man.
Yeah.
So, all right, HK47 for me. John, we're back to your last two picks in this draft, buddy.
Okay, so my last two picks kind of like going along the same sort of rationales. I want a car full of people that I'm going to be able to have some multiple utility with, but are also just going to be engaged in some really fun, deep conversation. So very recently played a game. Oh my gosh, you know what? I'm feeding Rick here again. I'm just thinking about this. Rick's going to love us the next couple of episodes. But my next pick is Luna from Expedition 33. So,
good pick.
Yeah,
she's on my list.
That's a good pick.
The second,
she's on my list.
The second she came on screen, I fell in love with her character for a number of reasons. But I was like, you know, this person is like sort of like tapped into a deeper level of like emotion that I would find very, very interesting. But at the same time, you know, she's kind of like witty. She's poetic. She can be funny. She can be stubborn. And of course, she's got a heck of a lot of utility in She's got a heck of a lot of utility in being able to control elemental spells. So if it's maybe the air conditioner breaks, she could make it a little cooler in the car. She could start a campfire for us. There's a lot going on there. Plus, if for some reason Karlak and I don't work out, Luna would be.
That's where I was going. That's where I was going to say, like, wait, but you said you had Karlak in the passenger seat. Is there going to wind up being a little jealousy?
Trust me, I thought about
like
just filling my car with really attractive women.
Just this is the greatest road trip ever.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. But so Luna's my number 3 choice. And then my number 4 choice,
that's a good pick.
I wanted to mix things up a little bit, but I had to sort of fill my
pick
fourth.
And feel.
Came really close, man. Came really close.
Yeah, right.
But my number 4 pick, I wanted to make sure that when taking this dream opportunity to be able to pick anybody I wanted from video games, I also wanted to tap into my love of superheroes. And there's one superhero that feels like they would just not only be really capable in a pinch, but just a friend, very friendly person. One might even say like the friendliest person in your neighborhood. And I'm going with my friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for my 4th spot here. He is a fun dude. He is invested in his friendships. He is humble. He is funny. And he has produced quite a few proteges, quite a few capable proteges. And if I could like somehow soak some of that up and get some sort of superheroic power or capability at the end of this road trip, that would be just a big plus.
All right, Spider-Man, huh?
That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
It's like a. I mean, he'll definitely be tech
would he
savvy.
get annoying though?
No.
Isn't his like enthusiasm a little annoying?
No,
after a
man.
while?
No.
No?
No, he's like you, bro. He's like boundlessly
I mean,
enthusiastic.
I would love, don't get me wrong, I would love to hang out with Peter Parker for a little bit. I just don't know if I'd want to be in like a road trip with him for like days on end. Plus,
kind of a
let's
lot.
be honest, Loon is not, if you got Peter Parker hanging around, dude, you ain't getting Loon. And then Karlak might even be like, hey, I like red, and he's wearing the red Spidey suit. So Peter, you just gave yourself way too much
that's
competition,
too much
there.
competition.
I
bro.
don't think so.
Yeah.
See, Peter Parker's got 2 of the biggest smoke shows in comic books. Like,
Yeah,
arguably,
but he's in a car with Karlak and Loon now,
Yeah, but
man.
he
Like,
is-
there's
he
nothing
is
else to
committed.
do for a few days other than just,
he's a committed boyfriend, man.
is he?
Different area codes, brother.
Yeah. What happens on the summer road trip stays on the summer road trip.
road trip.
Yeah. All right, Spider-Man to wrap up John's draft there. Guys, this is where it gets tough. I have 3 people on my list. I've got Victor Vector, I've got Brock, I've got HK47. There's a lot of testosterone going on in this card, man. There's a lot of like just machismo and like joking. And it's like, do I want to temper this and, throw in, a lady into the mix to kind of like, temper everything and kind of be like, hey, this is cool. I can have some deep conversations with. Or do I want to just go like bro trip? Don't have to worry. Everybody's just farting when they want. You don't have to worry about who's in the car with you. And that's what I'm doing. I'm taking my boy Cade 6 to fill out my team because, man, if I can't think of another dude that I would want to hang out with for days on end, Cade 6 chilling with me, HK47, Brock, and Victor Vector sounds like the best road trip that I could possibly imagine. Again, humor, cool, can have a conversation, man. Absolute hilarity is going to ensue on this road trip. Every stop is going to be, something hilarious and fun happening. I'm taking my boy Cade 6 to round out my awesome team of just the best road trip you're ever going to have, man.
Dude, Cade 6 is so good.
Yeah, he really is. I know. And
he's
I didn't
like-
even play that much Destiny, but Cade 6 is like my boy.
That's like, I just envision Nathan Fillion in like, man, that's just such a good character overall. Like it's so good. Dang
He's
it.
so likable
Yeah.
is the problem.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
No matter what, you're always like, that's my homie,
Yeah, exactly. And that's who I want on a road trip, man. If we're going across the country, like I don't want to
Rude.
be annoyed, man.
Rude. That was a good pick. Rude.
All right. And then Ryan, wrap us up, buddy.
I feel a little underwhelmed after my last pick because I thought it was going to go better than it did, but you guys kind of enlightened me on a couple things that I didn't think about. But I got to lighten this whole mood up, and I'm going to kind of go along the lines of you, Josh, where we want somebody funny, somebody goofy, somebody crazy that's going to lighten the mood on a road trip, somebody that offers kind of pure-hearted comic relief and like a big solid like dad energy. So I'm going with Goofy from Kingdom Hearts.
Goofy?
Goofy's gonna hook all trip, baby.
Draft,
we're going.
Man?
Yeah, we're going with Goofy, man. He is gonna be my boy. We're gonna hang out and just laugh. Goofy's gonna make me crack up because he's Goofy.
Is he that funny? Is Goofy really that funny?
Goofy is really that funny.
Also, I would just like to say, look, this is a video game character draft, and we have Spider-Man, Darth Vader, Goofy.
Those are in video games.
I know they're all video game characters. I know they are. I'm just trying to slander y'all's picks so I win this draft is all. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
it was that or Paul Rapper the Rapper.
Parappa the Rapper is good.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, here's a big problem with Goofy, though, man. If you follow the canon, Goofy is always the guy who is either driving the train or the plane, or he's like, they put him in charge of all of the most complex jobs, and he ruins all of them. Every single one. You are introducing
That's why he doesn't have a job.
You're introducing such a huge mechanical liability just having him in that vehicle. Between him and Vader, bro, you might as well have just put a bomb in the trunk, man.
Goofy's getting slaughtered, dude.
Yeah.
Goofy is getting force choked. Like, Vader is not putting up with Goofy for more than like an hour, dude. You're just going to have dead Goofy in the back of your car. Oh, man. Ryan did not think about this very well at all.
Yeah, he started out so strong, man.
He did.
No, whatever. My team is still super strong. You just guys don't understand.
I just want the dash cam video of Vader getting ticked at Goofy and then just choking him out, dude.
That's what's going to be awesome. He's going
this whole road trip, you're going to be leaning so heavy on Peter Quill creating the most amazing soundtrack in the world so that nobody has to talk about anything.
What is this team that Ryan has, man? Ryan, I love that you came in so confident and you started off with Star-Lord, who was such a good pick, and then it just... Steve was a good pick, too.
Yeah,
but then,
they're all good picks. I don't want to hear it.
You just drove this car off the road into a ditch, man.
I had like 100 guys that I was super confident about all of them. So.
Oh, man. All right, well, let me read these teams back, man, because this, oh, my goodness, guys. Okay. All right, Ryan, his team, his co-pilot is Star-Lord. He's got in the back seat. He's got Steve, Darth Vader, and Goofy.
To be fair, I said Anakin.
Okay.
Darth Vader.
Anakin / Darth Vader, and then Goofy / Goofy?
Yeah, / Goofy.
All right, in the back seat. I have Victor Vector, Brock, HK-47, and Cade 6. That's a lot of like robot / cybernetics / like tech.
How much do they weigh, by the way? Is your car like super weighed down?
Oh yeah, it's it's a lowrider at this point, man. And then John has Karlak, Tails, Loon, and Spider-Man.
MVP
to throw in some competition there with the ladies.
Nah, I'm not worried about Spidey
on this road trip. I mean, you should be. He's a
handsome young man,
fit guy, man. And depending on when in the canon, he's not married.
But he is such a loyal. He's so loyal to Gwen or Mary Jane. I'm not worried about that at all. Plus, Luna ain't dealing with him. Peter Parker is not Luna's type, and. Maybe Karlak. Karlak seems like she's an opportunist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Karlak. I feel like Karlak's stitching you, but so that makes your Loon pick even better though, man.
Yep.
Because it's like you really, you and her.
Great success.
While Spider-Man and Karlak are doing things.
Very nice.
Very nice.
All right. Well, listen, there's going to be a poll in the episode description of who you think drafted the best team for this road trip. Josh will probably be somewhere in there. It's an easy pick. But you all let us know whose team you thought was the best for this road trip. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. We hope you all had fun. We love just getting stupid, talking dumb video game topics from time to time. I mean, listen, this is what gamers do, and we have a good time doing it. And so thank you for joining us on this road trip and hanging out with us. If there's a pick that you were like, guys, how did you not think about this character? let us know in the comments. Hop into our Discord server. There's going to be an awful lot of chatter about this episode when it airs. So we want to know what you all think out there as well. And if you appreciate this podcast, make sure you follow the show, rate us 5 stars. And if you would like to support what we do, you can sign up on Patreon to support this podcast, get a lot of awesome perks along the way, a bunch of thank yous from us and everybody else in the world for making this podcast possible. That's going to do it for this one, boys. We've arrived at our destination. Until next time, happy gaming.
We will use the Force on this road trip. See ya!
Turtles!